One of the most common things I see on internet nowadays is people telling us what we should do to our routine in order to have it perfectly. Like waking up so early and going to the gym and go to CrossFit and like pray every day and work so hard and being an entrepreneur and every time seems that something different is coming up. I need to add something new to my routine that I'm not able to add most of the time, but feels that I have to because seems that they are always creating solutions for problems that I actually don't have, but suddenly I have and I didn't know that I have it. So it's kind of weird. Have you ever felt this way? And being a little bit more specific about me, I feel that I was the kind of person that always tried to make the things done according to what people were telling me what I have to do most of the time. Because in order to be successful, I have to follow the same recipe everybody's following because then it's going to be the same for me. And then I discovered that it's not this way. Although it seems pretty easy to understand it right now, like just saying that everything works differently for any kind of person, it's not actually what capitalism makes us believe most of the time, because otherwise influencers wouldn't exist. And I'm not telling that they shouldn't exist anyways, it's just that we are actually seeing things all the time that we want to do. We are trying to solve problems that we didn't have to, but for some reason now we have, according to what people are showing us on the internet. So it's kind of hard to just follow the things 100% by yourself. But the thing is, when you are an ADHDer, you actually can't follow some things. You will have to follow what your body is telling you to do. And I didn't realize this until I got my diagnosis as an ADHDer. And when I discovered it, I was trying to understand what my body was asking me for a while, because I've been going to analysis for over 3 years. So I'm reaching some things there. But then when I discovered that, I think that I got like someone pushed me pretty hard and told me like, girl, your brain doesn't work the same way as most of people, so calm down. And then I think that I calmed down a little, but I can't say that it was 100% because it's really frustrating sometimes to realize that you are different. But until that moment, I thought I was a failure. And sometimes I still think that I am. I'm not sure if I actually could be different if I wasn't an ADHD, which is something that I would never discover because that's not my life. But what I actually have to say is that since I was a kid, I could realize that things were tougher for me. In order to be accepted, in order to be applauded, to be seen, I had to make the things work. But I feel so tired. And in order not to seem like a failure, I pretended to be someone else, or like I pretended to do something that I couldn't or that would hurt myself just to be part of something. And I don't actually even know what is this something. I'm not saying that you have to find your ADHD diagnosis too, because probably you're not. Or maybe you are, who knows? But the point is, you're not a failure, even though if you have something, you have some mental issues, or if you don't have something. The thing is, each person works in different ways. So what works for my routine might not work for you because your reality is very different from mine. The only thing we might exchange sometimes is the feeling that we are failures, but we aren't. Never say it to yourself. And one of the things that have been working for me, not to think that I'm a failure 100% of the time, is first of all that I do have something that I struggled my whole life without knowing about it. Maybe if I hadn't followed so many recipes that aren't working for me because I thought I should follow that because someone told me to, because this person seemed more successful than me, so that might work for me. Maybe that could be different too. Some things that has actually been working a lot for me is remembering that I do have some mental issues and that I do treat it. And also that I can't compare the way I live with any other people's life. Everybody has different lives. Even though we can find people who have similar ones, it's really hard to actually come to my routine and find it the same. Your process might be a little different from mine. It's not about who is faster or who is slower, it's just that it's different. We do live in the same world, but each reality is one. But each reality is one. For example, for me, it was pretty easy to stop drinking soda because for me, it was pretty easy to quit soda because the time I decided to quit it, my husband had also quit, and we were living together in that moment, so making this decision was pretty easy for us because both of us had the same reality and we have to share things, to share feelings, and then we supported each other. I'm not saying that you have to find people in your house to do the same thing as you, but having this agreement, this group agreement, and seeing him doing it even before me, it was a way to make me excited to try it as well. I can't tell you the way they actually work because you have to find the way that works for you. Maybe quitting everything out of nowhere is what works for you, but you have to find what actually is good for your reality. And when you can track it, when you see what's been working so far, then you start repeating this. Then that's the point that things get easier. After a while, if you try to repeat what works for you, the way your body works, the way your mind works, and you're respecting it, and even though things are not working, maybe you can try to find some help, which was my case. But this is the least thing, because if you have pills, if you go to doctors, but you don't do what you have to, pills don't work. You're not a failure. Maybe you just need to respect yourself a little bit more and understand what your body and your mind need. Based on it, you can test. Test forever until something works. What I can say is that the same thing that works today might not work tomorrow, so you have to respect that also. Because as I told you, you're not a failure. You just didn't understand yet how you work and how you can respect this. Anyways, if you want to comment something, if you want to bring up something, if you want to ask me something, I'm pretty open to hear it. And that's all. I'll see you on the next video.